Today's devotion looks at the 10th Commandment as it's kind of explained in the small Catechism of the Book of Concord. And the 10th Commandment is very closely related to the 9th Commandment. It says, "You are not to covet your neighbor's wife, male or female servant, cattle, or whatever is his." And the explanation is, we are to fear and love God so that we do not entice, force, or steal away from our neighbors, their spouses, household workers, or livestock, but instead urge them to stay and fulfill their responsibilities to our neighbor. So this is more of the same from yesterday. I think it's also pretty closely connected to the 7th Commandment, which was a few videos ago. But it's this idea that we're not just called to not actively steal from our neighbor. We're called to build up our neighbor. And I think, again, to maybe put this in a bit of a modern context, if, say, your friend is working at a company and they're talking about kind of maybe taking, like, leaving the company high and dry to go work for another company, where our place is maybe to encourage them to stay and fulfill their responsibilities. Or if someone says, I'm going to duck out and kind of ignore some aspect of their job, we encourage them to stay and fulfill their responsibilities. The same thing, and maybe this is probably way more applicable. You have a friend, and you and your friend are going out, and they say, "Oh, my wife or my husband asked me to do this around the house, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to come out instead." Maybe we encourage them to stay and fulfill their responsibility to our neighbor, rather than coveting that person on some level. So a little bit of a different lens to look at it, but that's what this is. It's encouraging people. The yesterday's focused a little bit more on property, but the 10th Commandment focuses a little more on these relationships that we are sometimes positioned to either help build up or to maybe help tear down even. And we're called to build up those relationships and support the relationships, the friendships, the work relationships of our neighbors. So that's 10th Commandment. And tomorrow, the next video, we will be moving on in the small catechism to the creed. So see you tomorrow for that. If you have questions, comments, concerns, go ahead and put them below. And if you're watching this video on Facebook, if you could like the video, I am genuinely curious. I want to see how many people kind of, because you don't get as many viewership statistics on Facebook as you do on YouTube. I'm just curious to see if posting these videos directly on Facebook, like I have been doing for the past few days, is actually being helpful. So if the videos being posted in this way is helpful to you, please like this video, just so I have some sort of indicator that someone is watching the video through to the end. So anyway, regardless of all that, brothers and sisters, go in peace, serve the Lord. Thanks be to God.